Welcome to Pick Up and Deliver, the podcast where I pick up my audio recorder as I step out for a walk and deliver an episode to you while I stroll around. I'm Brendan Riley. Well, greetings friends. It is Thursday, May something, and I am out for a stroll while I take a break from grading. I'm nearly done with grading. I've got most of it done. I have a few papers left to look at. I may finish tonight or I'll finish tomorrow morning. I'd like to finish tonight. Then I have a couple that I have to finish at noon tomorrow because I'm a pushover and I keep telling people, okay, you can have one more day. But noon tomorrow is the hard deadline because I have to have grades in by 5 and I don't want to, I don't want to wait till the very last minute. So yeah, noon tomorrow. But I wanted a break. I didn't get any exercise today, so I thought I'd take a walk. And what I would do is talk to you about games. And I was looking and I can't find anywhere in the podcast that I actively have talked about push your luck games. I may have done so, but I couldn't find anywhere on the podcast that I have. I tried searching both for the phrase push your luck and for a couple of the games that I thought I would have mentioned in push your luck games, and neither of them were there. So what I thought I would do, I opened up the Board Game Geek list of games that are marked with the push your luck mechanism. I'm just going to go through and talk about the ones that I know and a little bit about why I think they are good or not good push your luck games. And while I'm going along, I'm maybe going to pick out, say, 5 that I think are really good push your luck games. Now, one criterion for me in the is it a really good push your luck game is going to be, is that the main thing that it's about? So a game that has push your luck in it, but is not the main thing is push your luck, I wouldn't probably count that among the best push your luck games. Doesn't mean I won't count it as a push your luck game. It just won't be one of the best ones. So let's jump into it. A Feast for Odin. What? I guess there is push your luck in it when you go whaling or hunting, because you roll, and sometimes you could spend a bunch of resources to win the hunt, or you could roll again and try to get better, but you might roll worse and not be able to complete the hunt. So I guess that's push your luck. I don't think that's a very good push your luck game. I have not played Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated, but all the Clank games are built around push your luck. I will call that push your luck because a huge part of what you're doing in Clank is trying to decide, when do I turn around and go back? And it's all about, like, do I think I can take one more turn before I start heading back to get that one last piece of treasure? It is a long form push your luck game, meaning over the course of the whole game you're pushing your luck, as opposed to other games where you do it shorter. Clank also has the time element, how long can I stand down there, but also the noise element, am I willing to just take more risk in order to do better? So those things together make Clank certainly a good push your luck game. Arkham Horror, the card game, I would not call this push your luck. I don't know why they would. I guess because there is the risk factor thing, and when you are making your decision about how much to challenge, you have to decide how much luck to mitigate in order to draw a thing that's going to succeed. But if that's push your luck, then every game that has dice that you can mitigate is push your luck, and I don't accept that. So I say no to Arkham Horror. Have not played Sleeping Gods. Quacks of Quedlinburg, perfect example of an excellent push your luck game. If you haven't played this one, you are a herbologist making potions. You're a quack. It's sort of some sort of medieval land or town, and you're making potions to sell at the market. And you make your potions by putting ingredients in to the pot, and if you put too many ingredients in, it will explode. In particular, there are these white bad mushrooms that you can draw out of your bag, and if you draw too many of those mushrooms, your pot will explode. It's not really clear to me why you can't just look at what you're putting in the pot before you put it in there, but that's the way it works. So that's Quacks of Quedlinburg. Again, a very much a game that is about the push your luck elements. That's what the whole game is. You're deciding, how long do I keep going? How much do I risk about drawing those 7? Then we have Clank again, Clank in Space, which I have not played. Codenames is listed as a push your luck game. I guess I can see how you might be able to articulate that if you can count in pushing your luck the idea of, like, hoping your friends will pick up on the thing you've been doing, right? Like in Codenames, you're pushing your luck because you could just say one card and give a very clear clue, or you say 2 cards and have to find a clue that's in between. Or if you go above 2, then you're looking for like a category card that fits all 3. Maybe you're asking people to stretch their meaning a little bit. So that is kind of pushing your luck, but I wouldn't call it luck, because if they get it right or not depends on all sorts of factors that are not at all about randomness. They're about, do they understand the thing that you're making? I mean, yeah, so I dispute push your luck as code names. Ticket to Ride even more so. This War of Mine, I haven't played it. Ra, I know it's an auction game and has to do with drawing tokens out, so you're trying to decide how long do I stay in or something. So that sounds like it is there. Dead of Winter has a push your luck element in that you have to decide how often to move around. That's really the big thing. But again, I don't think of the game is not about pushing your luck, to my mind. Another Ticket to Ride entry. Another Codenames entry, Goa, I haven't played that. Wonderland's War. Now I know Wonderland's War is a bag building game where you're drawing stuff out of a bag. I haven't played it, so I don't know if there is a draw stuff out of your bag till you bust or stop before you bust kind of element to it. If that is there, then I would say certainly the game has push your luck elements. Question is that what the game is about? Or is it a side mechanism like in Feast for Odin? Tapestry, I have no idea why they'd have Tapestry on there, except if the idea is you're pushing your luck on how long to wait to do a thing. Can you get away with waiting another round, or someone else will get there ahead of you? In which case, like, any game is about push your luck at that point. If part of pushing your luck is waiting to see what your opponents do, nah, boo. I haven't played Oathsworn, haven't played Ethnos. Nemo's War, that's an interesting one. That one is much closer to that original idea of you get a roll, it's not great, do you try again, or do you settle for the not great roll? Do you expend resources to finish the roll as is? I think that is a better connection to the kind of thing we're looking for. Nemo's War. I haven't played that much. I've played it once or twice, I think twice, and I liked it, and then I put it away and haven't played it again. Another Dead of Winter. Lost Cities. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I guess Lost Cities is a bit of a push your luck game in that you have to decide when to start your adventures, because there's always cards coming out of the deck. There's always cards your opponents are holding, and you never know exactly where they are. And so, yeah, a key part of Lost Cities is deciding when you are going to pull that trigger. When are you going to stop pushing your luck? So, yeah, I think maybe Lost Cities is a push your luck game. I'll take that. Return to Dark Tower. I guess it's a push your luck game in that you're managing the outbreaks, or whatever they call them in that game. The corruption, but that feels like a minor part of that game. I played Abyss Online a couple times, but I don't remember how it works. King of Tokyo, again, is that kind of do you re-roll kind of push your luck. It also is the element of do you stay in the city for another round or not, because that part I think is pretty interesting. So King of Tokyo is more of that push your luck style in that you are using Yahtzee dice rolling to decide how to spend or what to do with your dice, and often you're trying to decide, do I keep this mediocre roll or go for a really good one? There's also the element of do I stay in the city or do I let someone knock me out? If you stay in the city, you just take a lot of damage really fast and you could just lose the game. So that's a big part of it. Yes, I will say King of Tokyo is a push your luck game. Up till now, I have not encountered a ton of push your luck games that I would say are amazing push your luck games. The two that I would say that we've encountered so far are Quacks of Quedlinburg and Clank. And there have been like 4 different versions of Clank that I ran into here. But in terms of thinking about which games I would call great push your luck games, those are the 2 that we've encountered so far. I like King of Tokyo. I wouldn't call it a great push your luck game. If nothing else, I don't really feel like Yahtzee style dice rolling is inherently push your luck. I guess it is, but I feel like it's best just sort of like, I don't know, decide whether that was a good roll or not. It doesn't feel like there's because it's just 3 dice rolls, and then it doesn't feel like quite the same stakes as some of these others. Codename Pictures is there. Cubitos, I know that one has a kind of similar to Quacks of Quedlinburg thing. Clank Catacombs, Black Orchestra, I haven't played. Mystic Vale, now this is an interesting one. Definitely push your luck is a key element to it, because you have these cards, and as they come out, they reveal symbols. And if you reveal too many of the bad symbols, then you bust, and you don't get much, or you don't get anything. I don't recall, it's been a while. But that is the main mechanism, right? You're altering your cards, you're trying to make a better and better deck, but a key part of it is you can keep drawing cards as long as you want, but if you bust, you don't get anything. And so there's a question about how many cards should you draw, how close to the limit, how long do you push your luck. So I think that one fits really well and certainly would be a solid push your luck game in the context of those. Pandemic the Cure I have not played. No thanks. I guess a little bit. I don't really think if that is push your luck. Friday is an interesting one. Here's a question for you, listener. Is risk mitigation or risk assessment the equivalent or equally important as push your luck? Because if so, then yes, I would say Friday is a push your luck game. But Friday's all about managing the risk. How much risk am I willing to take? How much damage do I take to solve this card versus the risk of not solving this card, etc., etc. Haven't played Freedom the Underground Railroad. Port Royal is back to is a very specific push your luck game. In Port Royal, you have this series of cards that are coming out, and you are checking to make sure, like, does this card fit what I want? Do I want to take it? Do I want to draw another one and see what comes out? But then you can bust if you draw too many. So Port Royal is very specifically a push your luck game. So I will put that in the list of, yes, I think this game is firmly a push your luck game, as opposed to a game that happens to have push your luck in it. The Grizzled, yes, that's another push your luck game. Atlantis Rising a little bit. But if you're going to put Atlantis Rising in there, and then you're going to put in Pandemic and all the co-op games that have predictable but random drama that you have to deal with, those are all kind of push your luck games then. And I wouldn't say push your luck is the main mechanism. Or the main thing that you're enjoying about those is like solving the puzzle and mitigating risk, rather than, I think we can let this go one more round and see how it goes. I haven't played Tobago, haven't played Evolution. I'm going to stop announcing them out loud just because there's more and more I haven't played. They have Escape Curse of the Temple on here. You know, I guess that is a bit of a push your luck, again, because you're dice rolling, and so if you have a couple bad ones, maybe you try for one more room or you try for one more treasure before you go back. You definitely are thinking about luck and trying not to get it. But when I think about what kind of game is this, and I think about what is the main mechanism, push your luck is not the mechanism I think of. I think of real-time dice rolling. So maybe what I'm thinking of when I consider what is a push your luck game, I am thinking about the main thing that you're doing when you play the game is pushing your luck or not. In that case, we've got the 4 we've seen so far. We have Clank, we have Quacks of Quedlinburg, we have Port Royal, and we have Mystic Vale. So those 4 games together, I would say, are the only real push your luck games I've encountered so far. This is interesting. The Pfister game, Oh My Goods, that's one of the games that feels like you could call it push your luck, because it's got this element where you bring out these cards each round to try to solve problems, and the number of cards that come out depend on the items that are on the cards, and you get these resources. And so a big part of the game is thinking about, like, what resources am I going to get this round? If I get the right ones, what will that do for me? So that is a kind of push your luck. But what I think that game is really about is engine building. So does not land onto the list. All right. Bang the Dice game, no. I haven't played it. Deep Sea Adventure, yes. Deep Sea Adventure is a push your luck game. Full stop. You dive down, you get treasure, you come back up. You have to decide when you're going to try, and the dice reward or penalize you, and your luck plays a huge role. Deep Sea Adventure, for sure. Can't Stop, for sure. This is a game where you roll the dice, you move your thing up the chart, you decide, do I want to keep going or do I want to stop? If you stop, you get to lock in one of your positions, I think, or maybe both. I don't remember if you lock in one or both. I think you lock in one. Or you could keep going, and maybe you get all the way to the top, but probably not. Can't Stop, for sure. So now we're up to 6 fully push your luck games as I think of it. Quacks, Clank, Mystic Vale, Deep Sea Adventure, Can't Stop, and Port Royal. We've got Living Forest, Bullet, and we run into Ink and Gold. Ink and Gold is absolutely number 7. I love Ink and Gold. I think Ink and Gold absolutely fits the push your luck game. If you haven't played that one, you are going through a temple. You're trying to decide, do I keep going or do I stop? If you keep going, you might get more treasure or you might get killed. And if you get killed, none of the treasure, hurt and you have to run out, whatever. If you run into one of the traumas for the second time, then you lose all the treasure you're carrying and you get nothing for the round. There's 5 rounds. Person who has the most at the end of the 5 rounds wins. It's great. There's nothing that feels better in gaming almost. A top 5 experience in board gaming is going it alone in ink and gold and going one more room and having that just pay off dramatically. And then going one more room after that and having it blow up in your face. It's awesome. Ink and gold is the best. Celestia is push your luck, but it's as much bluffing as anything else. I'm skipping a bunch here because most of these at this point I haven't played. They have the Reckoners in here. Again, that's the Yahtzee style, pandemic style push your luck, not really my bag. So I've gone through 3 pages of games that are called push your luck, and I've picked out 7 that I think are really good. So I think that I'm going to call that for the day in terms of listing and talking about push your luck games. So push your luck is one of my favorite lighter game styles. In a game that's going to take less than an hour, I really love a game that encourages you to think about risk, take some risk, try to mitigate your risk. It throws you up and down the curve. It challenges you to try and figure out, are you going to win? Are you going to lose? How are you going to win? How are you going to lose? All based around how much can you rely on your luck. And the sweet spot for that, I did leave out one other one, an 8th one. I'm going to put it in the final. It was not in the top 75, and it should be. This is Dead Man's Draw. Dead Man's Draw is a fantastic filler style game in which you have a deck of cards. On your turn, you're taking a card off the deck, and you get to do whatever the card does. Each card, there's like 8 different symbols, and each symbol does a different thing. When you draw the card, you do the thing the symbol does, and then you put the card in front of you. Then you decide, do I draw another one, or am I gonna stay? And the thing is, you can keep drawing as long as you want, but as soon as you get a second card of the same type, you bust. And so it's a matter of using the odds and trying to figure out, am I gonna do it? There will be some rounds where you just get hosed. You draw the same thing two cards in a row. Well, too bad. There'll be other rounds where you get 5, 6, and you're like, should I do a 7th? It's amazing. It's really good. So that's Dead Man's Draw. We'll call that our 8th really good push your luck game that I encourage you to try. So listeners, what games did I miss? I know there are push your luck games out there that I missed. Maybe I didn't miss them. Maybe I decided they aren't push your luck games. For instance, some people might call games that are primarily bluffing push your luck games. Maybe you're talking about Skull. Maybe you're talking about Liar's Dice. These are games that involve an element of pushing your luck, but I do not think of them as push your luck games. I think of them as bluffing games. So what games did I miss that you think I should definitely call push your luck games? Which of these 8 that I've listed do you think are the best? Head over to Board Game Geek Guild 3269 and share your thoughts there about push your luck games. I want to hear them. In fact, I'm saying it right now. I'm going to take another opportunity to ask. I want to hear them. I'm pushing my luck. No, I'm kidding. You're determining whether it works or not, so it's not pushing my luck. It's player interaction or something. I don't know. If you wanted to chat with me or send me a question, you can email me, brendan@rattleboxgames.com. You can send me a direct message on Board Game Geek. Wombat929 is my username there. If you want to play a game with me asynchronously, I play on Board Game Arena and Yucata.de. I am also on Bois de Jeu, but it looks like they're sunsetting that service, so I would not recommend going there. But either of those other 2 are excellent. I'd be happy to play a game with you. Just send me a message. Wombat929 is my username in both of those places. Well, thank you for joining me today. Thanks for pushing your luck one more time and finding out whether this was a good episode or not. Let me know. And I look forward to next time we walk together. I hope your next walk is as pleasant as mine was. Bye-bye.
Brought to you by Rattlebox Games.